Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, welcome back to the project management class. Our today discussion is about the power project organization, or we may say that projectized organizational structure. So, if you remember, we have in our earlier class we discussed that there are like three types of organizational structure that we may face or we can use within the designing the organizational structure. These three types of structure are called functional organizational structure, projectized organizational structure, and matrix organizational structure. All of these structure will have their own benefits, will have their own drawbacks. So we have already explained about the first one, which was the functional structure of the organization. We discussed that in functional structure, people are grouped together and they will work to achieve their functional department goals. These people are having specialization in their works and they are always struggling to achieve their own organization goals. So that was the functional organization structure. And functional organizational structure, dear students, we may say that there is we may say like finance department. So if you see, the finance department is having a manager, but he may also have the finance assistants, cashier, like other type of people, so record keeper, and etc, finance officer. So see, we may say that all of these people are working together, they are grouped together, they have specialization, and they are striving to achieve their own functional department objectives. And today class we will discuss about the power project organizational structure, or we may say the projectized organization structure. So let's to explain that what is the projectized or power organization structure. Dear students, let's to explain about the projectized organization structure or power organization structure. See the slide. In projectized organization, resources are utilized in project work. So resources of the organization is always utilized to achieve the organizational goals or for the organizational activities. Dear students, only entrusted the organization or projectized organization are only interested in their project work. Here the project manager is entrusted to achieve the project goals or to achieve the project task or to achieve the project milestone, which they gets these goals they will get this from the external clients. Usually they have some small departments such as admin department, accounting, human resource, and other departments who will support them. So usually they have these departments and they will get the help of these departments for achieving the organizational goals to achieve it. We may say, dear students, that here the project manager will have full-time team members, those who are working in this type of structure. So the people are full-time team members and they are working under the control of project manager. Here the people is are grouped together and are often co-located for the duration of the project. So people are grouped together. Yes, we may say that people are over here, they are grouped together. Group of people will working over here, but these group of people are working until the duration of the project, and when the duration of the project completed or closed, so there will be no work from their side, and there will be no job of these people. And these people will work to get the optimum performance. The project manager will get optimum performance from them. In a projectized organization, the project manager has all power and authority upon the project. So project manager is having full authority who are on the project activities. And but this does not mean that he is having 100% absolute authority to do everything what he wishes. Yes, he is having authorities, but under the limitation and policies of the organization. So let's do have, like, for example, conclusion from this slide. Dear students, the projectized organizational structure is a structure where all the resources of the project is used or utilized for the project work. Those resources that we have within the project, we may use this for the project work. One thing. Second, we here we will have, like, for example, people or the project manager is only entrusted in the project work, and I mean he will try his best to reach the project work, to achieve the project goals. This person who is responsible, who is working for the projectized within the projects, they will have some other stuff like admin administration officer. He may also have a person by the name of accounting or the finance officer. He may have the human resources officer and etc. This means that all these three people or other type of people will work to achieve the project goals. So these people are busy to work for the project. These people are the full-time members, and they are working under the control of the project manager. They are full-time members and they are working under the control of the project managers. These people are grouped together, as we mentioned in our earlier functional system organizational structure, that people are grouped together to achieve their department goals. But here people are grouped together until the close of the project, and I mean until the end of the project. But these people will use their like, for example, they will do struggle to achieve the project goals, to achieve the milestone which has been assigned to them. And here the project manager has full authority upon the project activities, but this does not mean that he is absolutely powerful to achieve to do what he or she is wishing. No, that she projectized organization structure. Projectized organization structure هغه structure دی چې هغه مونږه د پروژو په امپلیمنٹ کولو کې کولای شو چې استفاده کوو. هغه ارګنایزیشن چې پروژې لاسته راوړي، نو هغوی چې دی د هر پروژې دپاره جدا سټاف لري. هماغه جدا سټاف چې دی د هغې دپاره پروجیکټایز سټرکچر ضرورت دی. نو موږ ځکه ویلی شو چې پروجیکټایز سټرکچر دا هغه سټرکچر دی چې په دې کې ټول منابع یا ټولې سرچینې چې دي هغه استفاده کیږي د کوم کار دپاره، د پروژې د کار دپاره، یعنی اټ از یوټیلایزډ، یعنی استفاده کیږي فور دی پروجیکټ ورک، د پروژې د عملیاتو دپاره یا د کارونو دپاره. نو دې ته ویلی شي پروجیکټایز سټرکچر. په دې کې چې دی ډیر سټوډنټس موږ ویلی شو چې پروجیکټ منیجر چې دی او یا څوک چې ریسپانسیبل دي، هغوی صرف د خپلې پروژې په کارونو کې ډېره دلچسپي ښیي، یعنی هغوی هم دا کوشش کوي ټو اچیو دی پروجیکټ گولز، ټو ریچ دی پروجیکټ ابجیکټیوز. هر هغه څوک چې دوی سره کار کوي، لکه کیدای شي اداري مسؤل شي، کیدای شي د محاسبې یا د فاینانس افیسر شي یا امیر شي، او همدارنګه د منابع بشري کارمن شي یا امیر شي. دغه کسان چې دي دوی ټول چې د پروجیکټ منیجر ته ریسپانسیبل دي او د هغوی د کنټرول د لاندې کار کوي. دلته چې د ټول امپلایز فل ټایم ټیم ممبرز دي او ټول مطلب 8 hours ورک اکارډینګ دی پالیسیز اف دی ارګنایزیشن دوی کوي، خو دوی چې د انډر دی کنټرول اف دی پروجیکټ منیجر دا کار کوي. هیر پیپل آر گروپ ټوګیدر، یعنی خلک چې د یو ځای شوي دي او دوی چې د پروژې د ختم پورې په همدې کې مصروفه وي انټل د اینډ اف دی پروجیکټ، دغه فعالیتونو کې مصروفیت لري. دلته موږ ویلی شو چې د پروجیکټ منیجر سره ټول پاور او توان او یعنی معنا دا چې اتارټي د هغوی په لاس کې وي او هغه چې د پروژې ټول مسؤلیتونه پر مخ وړي. خو د دې د معنا یا ډیفینیشن نه دی چې هغه 100% absolutely powerful دی نه هغه کولای شي چې د پروژې د فعالیتونو مطابق خپل د پروژې په کارونو کې خپل لاس وخنه وکړي یا هغه پر مخ کې بوزي یعنی 100% هغه چې دی اتھارټیټیو یا اتھارټی نه لري یا پاورفل نه دی Dear students, تاسو دلته د projectized یا power organization structure چې دی تاسو وینئ مونږ کولای شو چې د power organization structure تاسو ته لږ په نور هم په ډیټیل سره وښایو چې دا what type of structure is it the power organizational structure. So dear students, consider that this is an organization and this organization is having chief executive officer. He will also have like for example deputy to chief executive or we may say vice to chief executive officer. Vice mana mawin او دا غینه با چې دلته نو د دوی سره different like for example department دی consider functional department دی لکه engineering department شو مونږ ویلی شو like for example the finance department شو مونږ ویلی شو چې marketing department شو marketing department شو او په همدې شکل باندې مونږ ویلی شو چې د human resource department شو نو دا ټول چې دي different departments دي خو دوی چې د یو project واخیستو and that is like for example project A. So this project is run through a manager. دلته د دې پروژې یو منیجر ضرورت دی. This project will run through manager. But this manager will have other staff like for example he may have staff from engineering department. He may have staff from finance department. He may staff from marketing department and he may also have staff from the HR department. So see all of these people who are working over here they are responsible to give reports to whom to their project manager like for example from person from HR, person from marketing, person from finance and person from engineering. All of these four people are responsible. They have like for example responsibility to give their reports to their project A manager. So this is the project A manager and they are responsible to him. So this type of structure, this means this whole project is run through this person and this team, the group of people are responsible to this person. So this person is having full authority upon the project and he may use the resources of the project to achieve the project goals. This is what we may say the projectized structure या the power project organizational structure. Okay dear students, let's to move towards the next slide. See over here again we have like for example the power organizational structure type or we may say the power organization picture. So we can use this for your further information. Let's to take this picture. Just okay, it's impossible to move, so we will explain this over here that we have president of the company, we have program department, we have marketing department, we have manufacturing, we have vice president for research and development. These are different people, but this organization is having different project like project A, like project B, project C and project D. Project A is having a manager, this is his manager, and this manager is having like person from marketing department, manufacturing department officer, research and development department people, finance and personnel. So all of these people who are working within this project, they all are responsible to the project A manager, and this project A manager are then responsible to program manager, and program manager is then responsible to president. So here we may say that this project authority is in the hand of this manager, and all of this team is responsible to him, and they are striving to achieve this project A objectives or the project A milestone. Dear students, in this slide we have the same structure. Like for example, this is an electronics and corporation. They have, like for example, different departments, but there is a project, and this project is having a manager. This project manager is having a team, like this person, this 2 and 3 and 4. So this team is responsible to this project A manager, and project manager is then responsible to the, like for example, to the president of the company. So this is what we may say, that here the authority is in the hand of project manager. Project manager is having a full authority and full power to use the organizational resources, if they are human, if they are capital resources, if they are physical resources, and he will strive to achieve the organization goals or to achieve the organizational objectives. Here we also have some structure, like project manager. Here is structure manager, civil engineer. Here civil manager is having civil foreman and civil supervisor. These two are responsible to the civil manager, and these two are also responsible to the structure manager, but both of them are then responsible to the project managers. So this is what we may say, the structure of the power or projectized organization. This depends on the nature of the organization, that how you will design, but keep in mind that projectized organization structure is the one where the project manager is having wholly and solely responsibility about the project resources. The capital, human and financial resources are the physical resources. Dear students, we will discuss the advantages of the power or projectized organizational structure later. Okay, dear students, now our discussion is about the advantages of the projectized organization structure. So dear students, if you remember earlier, we have discussed that and this structure is especially designed for the organization who have many projects, and each and every project will have their own manager, and that manager is responsible for utilizing all the resources of the organization. So here in this slide we will explain about some of the major advantages of this structure. Like for example, we may say that here team members are directly report to the project manager. This is one of the advantage of this structure. Second, there is a clear line of authority. Authority is clear over here. So each and every employees know to whom they are responsible. So they are responsible to their project manager. This structure will reduce conflict within the organization. So conflict, there is reduction in the conflict, and there is no conflict. Each and everything is clear, and one person is responsible to control the whole system or the whole project activities and resources. One person will take decision, and here decision making is faster and decision making is more flexible. So the person will involve all of his team members to take accurate decision about the project. Here is single reporting system, and that's why we may say that there is shorter line of communication. So employee can directly access to their managers. So this shorter line of communication will create strong, effective communication, and the project team is actually managed to achieve the project goals. So due to their single authority, and less time is consumed in communication, and response to stakeholder concern is fast. One another advantage of this business is stakeholder, and those who are the beneficiary of the project, who are the supplier of the project, who are, like for example, the donor of the project, government agencies, will get faster response because there is shorter line of communication. And due to sense of urgency, milestones, good communication and cooperation, the learning curve is faster for any new member. So here the employees who will join the organization, they can easily learn about the organization and about the activities which need to be conducted within the organization. Here the team member become versatile and flexible because they will get experience in different kind of projects. So these are some of the advantages of this structure. Dear students, موږ تاسو ویلې شو چې په دې کې ټیم ممبرز چې دي they are directly responsible. د ټیم ممبرز چې دي هغوی خپل مینیجر ته ډایرکټلی ریسپانسیبل دي. همدارنګه چې د دلته کلیر لاین اف اتھارټي ده، یعنی کوم اتھارټي چې د دلته هغه ډېره واضحه ده. امپلایز چې دي خپل ریسپانسیبل ډپارټمنټ ته چاته چې ریسپانسیبل دی هغه پیژني. نو همدغه وجه ده چې دلته کنفلیکټ نشته دی یا په کنفلیکټ دلته کم دی، او دا چې د ډیسیژن میکینګ دلته تیزیږي یا فاسټر کیږي. فاسټر ډیسیژن میکینګ دی دلته او ډېر فلیکسیبل ډیسیژن میکینګ دلته اخیستل کیږي، یعنی تصامیم دلته په ډېر تیزۍ سره نیول کیږي. همداسې موږ ویلی شو چې دلته شارټر لاین اف کمیونیکیشن دی، یعنی کمیونیکیشن هغه لاینونه چې دي هغه شارټر دي، یعنی ډېر په اسانۍ سره کمیونیکیشن کیږي. کله چې کمیونیکیشن شارټر دی نو دا چې دی په افیکټیونیس راولي، یعنی د پروجیکټ مینجمنټ سره په افیکټیو مینجمنټ د پروژې کې چې دی دا کومک کوي. سو افیکټیو کمیونیکیشن دلته موجود دی. او دلته چې دی په سنگل اتھارټي د وجه نه لیس ټایم کنزیوم کیږي او سټیک هولډر ته ریسپانس چې دی ډېر فاسټر دی. سو سټیک هولډر ته چې کوم ریسپانس ورکول کیږي یا کوم ایمیل یا ریپورټس کیږي نو هغه دلته په دې ارګنایزیشنل سټرکچر کې فاسټر یا تیز دی. همدارنګه په دې کې چې دی لرننګ کرف چې دا یا د زده کړې هغه کرف د هر یو نوي ممبر دپاره ډېر اسانه ده، یعنی هر یو نوی کس چې ارګنایزیشن جوین کوي they can easily learn او they will learn about the different experience and different activities. No, we may say that dear students موږ دا ویلی شو چې د دې پروجیکټ د ایډوانټیج یا د فایدو نه اقسام دي. بیا هم موږ وایو چې ټیم ممبر چې ډایرکټلی ریپورټ ټو دیئر مینیجر. ون تھنګ there is clear line of authority line clear دی او د دې وجه نه چې د کنفلیکټ کم دی. ډیسیژن میکینګ چې دی ډېر تیز دی او دلته چې دی فلیکسیبیلیټي شته دی، یعنی هر یو نه انفارمیشن اخیستل کیږي. او شارټر لاین اف کمیونیکیشن دی ځکه امپلای او د هغې مینیجر نو دې وجه نه د کمیونیکیشن ډېر زیات افیکټیو یا مؤثر وي. او د دې وجه نه موږ ویلی شو چې سټیک هولډر ته ریسپانس یا جواب ورکول ډېر اسانه دي دلته. همدارنګه موږ ویلی شو چې څوک نوی د ارګنایزیشن جوین کوي نو هغوی دپاره هغه لرنینګ کرف چې ده دیز کې ډېره کلیر ده او دوی په اسانۍ سره یې زده کړه کولی شي. او امپلایز چې دی د مختلف ارګنایزیشن ایکسپیرینس یا د مختلفو پروژو ایکسپیرینس لاسته راوړلی شي. نو دا هغه فایدې د دې سټرکچر وي چې موږ ذکر کړلو. Dear students, it also have some disadvantages too. دلته د دې نقصانات هم شته دی چې موږ کولی شو چې ذکر یې کړو، یعنی هر یو څه پازیټیو هم لري او نیگیټیو هم لري. Let's to explain about a few disadvantages of this structure. Dear students, we may say that full authority and power which is in the hand of the project manager. So because of this full authority, the team member become like for example bored from their project manager, and the project manager become proudy, and he may show his arrogance or proudness upon their team. Second, here is the lack of power and functional organization. While abundance of power of a project manager can be a problem for team members, so here if we provide abundance of power more authority, so it become a problem for the organization and a problem for company, and it may create problems and it's difficult then to manage. Also, we may say that in project there is always a close deadline and tight schedule. So here the work environment is always stressful, and I mean the employees may feel stress because the work is too much hard, and there is tight schedule. You should achieve that goals and objectives. So another way we may also say about the other disadvantages: if the organization have multiple projects, there can be poor communication among the organization employees, and they may use the resources to in duplicate way. So if there is many projects, so maybe that we will use the resources and duplicated areas are and merged projects. Also, dear students, there is insecurity among team members for their job, because their job when the project become completed, so they may lose their job, and they may so therefore they are always entrusted to be less loyal with the organization. And when the closing date is like for example near to the project, so they will search for other jobs, and they will not take much more interest in the project. Also, we may say that cost of employees and equipment for the project is always higher, because it is for short period of time, and in short period of time people will charge a higher prices or higher money. And also hiring of the specialized people and specialized things and equipment is difficult. So moreover, if the project gets stretched out, the cost of equipment and other resources can be much higher. So dear students, دا some بعضې نقصانات دي د دې structure چې مونږ اوس ذکر کړل. مونږ ویلی شو dear students چې دې ځکې لکه څنګه چې مونږ ویلی چې اتارټي او پاور د یو کس په لاس کې دی، نو دغه کس چې دی د خپل اتارټي باندې مغروره کېدلی شي، او یعنې معنا داسې فیل کولی شي چې دا په امپلایز باندې قهر وکړي، غوسه وکړي، او دا د دې یو ډرابیک کېدلی شي. کله چې مونږ ډیره اتارټي یو کس ته ټولې پروژې ورکو، نو دا کېدای شي د پروژې باندې یو څه شي، یو abundance شي، یا we may say that it may create problem for the project یا for the company. At the same time, we may say that always in projects there are close and tough deadline. These deadline make the employees of the project stressful, and it may affect their like for example activities. So if the projects or if the organization have many projects, so maybe there are chances to use the resources of different projects in a duplicated way. Here the project team members is also insecure, because when the project activity become completed, so they may lose their job. So that's why they will not show their interest perfectly. They will not show like for example higher interest towards the goals and the milestones of the project. They will always in hurry or in struggle to achieve the other jobs in the market. And also we may say that in projectized structure, when we are like for example discussing about this type of system, so actually employees who are working in equipment that we may need to run the project, mostly it is like for example costly for the organization, because we need here quality products or quality equipment, and also high qualified people, and we are hiring high qualified people. Actually for less period of time they will charge higher amount of money upon us. نو دغه څه نقصاناتو د projectized structure چې موږ ویل هغه پروژوي سازماني structure چې دی یا ساختمان چې دی، په هغې کې چې دی یو نقصان دا دی چې د پروژې اتارټي او پاور یا کوم څومره استعدادونه چې دي هغه د یو کس په لاس کې وي، نو همدې وجې نه موږ ویلی شو چې دا کس چې دی مغروره کېدلی شي او ظلم کولی شي د پروژې په کارمندانو باندې. او همدارنګه موږ ویلی شو چې دا کار چې موږ ډېر ورک لوډ یو کس ته ورکړی دی دا خپله د کمپنۍ دپاره یو پرابلم کریټ کولی شي یا کنفلیکټ ارایز کولی شي. همیشه په پروژو کې ډېر سټوډنټس موږ ویلی شو چې ټف ډیډ لاین وي او دا ټف ډیډ لاین چې دی یا ټایټ سکیجول چې ورته ویلی شي دا امپلای د سټرس یا د څه شي د لاندې راولي، یعنې همیشه دوی د سټرس د لاندې وي او دغه سټرس چې دی دا د ارګنایزیشن په ناکامۍ کې رول پلی کولی شي. همدارنګه د پروژې په ناکامۍ کې کله چې موږ په یو ارګنایزیشن کې ډېرې پروژې ولرو نو کېدلی شي چې ریسورسز د یوې پروژې په بله پروژه کې په ډوپلیکیټ شکل باندې استفاده شي، نو دا هم یو پرابلم کېدلی شي. همدارنګه دې کې د وظیفو انسیکیورټي ده، یعنی مطمئنه نه ده وظیفه، نو د دې وجې نه ټیم ممبرز چې دی همیشه په دې سټرګل کې وي یا په دې کوشش کې وي چې نور ځایانو کې د پروجیکټ د کمپلیشن په ټایم کې نور ځایانو کې وظیفې ځان ته پیدا کړي چې دا خپله چې دی د لیس لویالټي ښیي د ارګنایزیشن اکټیویټي ته یا د پروجیکټ اکټیویټي ته. او په بل ډول باندې موږ ویلی شو چې د امپلایز کاسټ چې دی اینډ د اکوپمنټ کاسټ په پروژو کې یا سټرکچرونو کې چې دی هایر تمامیږي چې دا خپله چې دی د پروژې دپاره یا د ارګنایزیشن دپاره د یو لایک فور ایگزامپل تھریټ باعث کېدلی شي. نو دا هغه شیان دي ډېر سټوډنټس چې مونږ د پروجیکټایز ارګنایزیشن په سټرکچر کې ذکر کړل او دا چې د سویټیبیلیټي یا په کوم ځای کې دا ډېر مناسب سټرکچر دی. نو کله چې مونږ ډېر غټ پروژې ولرو یا په ډېره سطحه باندې پروژې ولرو نو په هغه سازمانونو کې چې دا ډېر سویټیبل یا مناسب سټرکچر دی چې باید استفاده شي. Now dear students, our discussion is about the matrix organization structure. So dear students, let's to explain that what is matrix structure and how we can design this structure. So discussion is about the matrix organization structure. Dear students, we may say that matrix structure is having characteristic of functional and projectized organization. Yani mean it is having characteristic from functional structure and also from projectized structure. Projectized. This mean that authority will flow, authority here, yeah, power, authority flows here, yani mean in this structure among the lines and also among the columns. Flows in lines and in columns. So now you are asking what does line mean and what does columns mean. So dear students, let's to have like for example an example. Consider that this is a functional structure. This is a functional organization structure, and this is like consider that it is their finance, FIN department, DEPT. At the same time this organization also have one another like for example functional department called the administration, yeah, human resource department. Let's to write down about HR DEPT department. At the same time this organization will also have one another functional area called like for example the marketing. This organization also have one another functional department called MKT DEPT. Okay, so MKT DEPT mean the marketing department. Now this organization will also have like for example some projects. This is their project A, and this is their project B, and this is the project C of this organization. So see, The project A will have an employee by the name of finance officer, but project B also have title person by the name of finance officer, and project C also have a person by the name of finance officer. But also the project A will like for example use one person from the HR department like HR officer. In project B we also have the HR officer and the project documents are in proposal. In project C we also have the HR officer. At the same way we have like for example in project A the marketing officer, and also we have here the marketing officer, and also we have the marketing officer in project C. Now dear students, keep in mind that here discussion is about the authorities in line, yani flow of authority is in line and also in columns. So now I will show you about how the flow of the communication is in line and how it is in columns. So see, this is project A, and this project A is having an employee title finance officer. So this person is directly responsible to the project A manager, but at the same time the same person is responsible to the finance department too. So this is what we may say the authority flows in lines and also in columns. So here is the person is responsible in two areas. The in lines he is responsible to his project manager, and also he is responsible in columns to their functional department. So dear students, we may say that here in this structure, if this is an employee, so this employee is responsible to give reports in functional side to their finance department, and also on the basis of projects to their project A manager. So here we may say that authority of the manager flows sideways, and the employees are responsible to give their reports to two bosses. So this is what the matrix organization structure. So let's to explain from the slide. A matrix organization structure is a blend of projectized and also the functional. We also mention here that it is the combination of functional organization structure and also the projectized organizational structure. Along with this, we discussed that the functional manager authority flows vertically. So see, this is functional department and their authority is vertical. This is vertical, and I mean downward. And also the project manager authority will flows sideways. So this is the project manager and his authority will go in this line, I mean in rows. So since we may say that these authorities flows downward and sideways, the structure is called matrix. So the Devajana Azile has Vinara matrix structure Gurtamisha. In other words, in matrix organization structure, the employees may report to many bosses. This is an employee and he will report even to his project manager, and also he is responsible to give the performance report to their finance department, functional department. So here the employees may report to many bosses, and some people from one section report to one boss and the rest reports to another boss. So this is what the definition of matrix organization structure. The matrix organization structure takes the characteristic of both types of organization. So it will take the characteristic of functional and also the characteristic of projectized organization structure. Along with this, dear students, the matrix structure is the combination of projectized and also the functional structure. So we have already discussed it. It is the combination of projectized and also the functional structure. Here, the knowledge, skills, and talent of an employee is shared between functional department and project management team. The person who is working over here has knowledge, has skills, and has talent will be shared with the functional department and also with the project team. So here is sharing of knowledge, but in both the areas or in both the ways. And matrix structure employees usually work under more than one boss. This is an employee and he is working under this boss, and also he is working under his authority. So that's why we may say that employees may work under many bosses. Okay, and usually two. The first boss will be their functional manager. So here is the first boss and he is his functional manager, the finance manager. And also the second one is the project manager. So employees is responsible to many bosses in this structure. I have already drawn the structure. You may see over here again. This is chief executive officer. This is finance department, this is marketing, this is production, and this is personnel. These columns shows us about the functional departments, but keep in mind that this is project manager of A, project manager of B project, and project manager of C project. So project A is having authority and lines, but project managers, but the functional department manager is having authorities and columns. So here both the structure we may use. See, this is the functional authority from this side and this is the authority from project side. So that's why one person is responsible to two bosses, and it is a combination of both functional and projectized structure of the organization. The same way here you may see two boss, the project manager and civil manager. So line of responsibility to two bosses, to two bosses, two bosses. So two bosses is the functional line and also to their project lines. So functional is these two and project is these two. This is what the structure of the matrix organization. Along with this we have one another chart. Here functional manager, functional manager, functional manager, functional manager, and this is staff of the project. So this staff is responsible to functional manager and also to the project manager. So this is what we may say the matrix organizational structure. So the author explains that matrix structure is having the formats like mathematical matrix. So here you may see, like for example from here we will go and from this side too. So this will make a mathematics matrix, and this is a combination of power structure and also the combination of the functional. So once again functional, and this is the power. Yeah, like for example functional, this one, and this is like for example the we may say the power or projectile structure. So this means that there is no separate staff or project people from functional department temporarily assigned to the project. This means that the person who will like for example hired for the project, this is like for example project B, and we will hire a person for this project. So we will not hire from the external environment, only we will like for example assign a person from this functional department, and he will be responsible to achieve the project goals or the project activities. Okay, so what are the advantages of this structure, any projectile structure? So let's explain about the advantages of this structure. We have explained this structure in detail. Now we will explain the advantages of this structure in a bit detail. So dear students, we may say that here is highly skilled and capable resources and people. and these both will be shares between the functional unit and the project unit. So this is one of the important word that resources will be shared between both the functional and the projectized, and I mean in both the areas we will share the resources in functional department and also in the functional and also in the project. In both the areas we will share the resources. Okay, good. See, and we may say that this may open ways to the more communication. For the communication lines is open, so people will communicate in both the lines, functional and the project, and through this they will share their valuable knowledge and information within the organization. So open communication lines will help to share their valuable knowledge and information within the organization. It is a more dynamic than the functional and project structure because this will allows the employees to communicate more readily across the boundaries. So it's a more dynamic structure, and we may say that it may help the employees to share their information within the functional and also the and within the project employees. This will create a good working and cooperative environment condition for the employees. So we may say that here is good working condition and cooperative environment which will help to integrate the organization. Here employees will learn widens knowledge and skills. Here employees will learn about the new knowledge and skills, and this structure will provides a good environment for professional learning and to grow your careers. So simply dear students, موږ داسې ویلی شو چې projectized the matrix structure کې چې دی we will have highly skilled people and also the capable resources within the organization, and these resources will be used for the functional and also for the both the projectized areas. And I mean it is a combination of the functional and projectized structure. So resources of functional department and projectized will use combinedly. Here is open communication lines and columns in functional department and also in the project to the project managers. So open communication mean here we will share our knowledge, our variable information and expertise with the functional department and also with the projectized department. So with both the areas we will share our knowledge and our information that we have gained. It is a more dynamic structure, and from dynamic we mean that here the structure will provide a good working environment or cooperative conditions towards the employees to work for the success of the organization. Here employees will دلته چې د employees زده کړه کوي د skills او د knowledge په برخه کې، یعنی خپل knowledge او skills چې دی وایډن کولی شي. دا هغه معلوماتو چې موږ د advantages په برخه د matrix structure کې ذکر کړل. اوس راځو بعضې نقصانات هم د دې structure شته دی چې هغې باندې باید موږ هم پوه شو چې what are the disadvantages of this structure. So let's to explain about the disadvantages. One of the disadvantages, employees will report to two bosses, and sometimes they may become confused to whom they have reported and to whom they haven't reported. Here sometimes conflict will arise, and I mean between the project manager and also with the functional manager. So conflict is over there, and this conflict is always between project manager and also with the functional manager. So conflict between project and functional manager and this is because of upon the authority. This conflict is always on the authority. Here, priorities are not defined clearly. Employees may be confused about their role and responsibility. Sometimes employees may be confused to whom they are responsible first and to whom they are responsible second, and to whom they should provide their reports on first attempt and to whom they should provide their reports in second. Second, dear students, we may say matrix organization have more manager than required, and here are 2 managers. This will also increase the overhead cost of the organization because the matrix. So dear students, we may say that matrix organization have more manager than required, and this will affect directly the overhead cost. It may increase the overhead cost of the organization because at one time we will keep 2 employees, and 2 employees keeping is increasing the overhead cost upon organization. Okay, dear students, we may say that in matrix organization the workload is also high upon the employees. Employees have to do their work along with additional project related work, and they are responsible to do their task, but still they are responsible to do the other project task related to their work, and this will consumes their energy. It's also possible that employees may ignore some of their functional responsibility because employees are busy with 2 bosses or with 2 departments, so sometimes they will ignore their responsibility. Which one responsibility? The functional responsibility. So it directly affect the organization and also the project activities. Dear students, in matrix structure is also expensive for the organization to maintain or to keep this for long period of time. So we may say that it is expensive, and organization have to pay extra to keep all the resources within the organization or within the company. So from these slides, dear students, we may reach to the conclusion that here is one of the disadvantages of the matrix structure is employees will report to 2 bosses. Conflict of reporting and conflict of the power may arise between project manager and functional department. Project manager may expect the employees to provide them report on time, but at the same time functional department will also expect employees to be responsible to them. So this will arise conflicts between functional department and project managers. Sometimes employee may be confused with their rules and responsibility. Employees may feel difficulties to whom they are responsible and what are their role and within the organization within this job. So we may say that matrix structure, one of disadvantages is this one, that it may have more manager than required, which will affect and which will increase the overhead cost of the organization. So more manager will increase the number of employees within the organization, and when the number of employees increase, so actually the overhead cost upon the organization may increase. In matrix organization, there is high workload upon employees, and sometimes the employees may ignore their functional responsibility. Sometimes they may forget because of these tasks. They are responsible to 2 bosses or to 2 areas, so that's why sometimes they may ignore some of their responsibility. And finally we may say that This structure is a bit expensive for organization to keep this for long period of time. نو موږ داسې ویلی شو په نقصاناتو د میټرکس سټرکچر کې چې دلته دوو کسانو ته ریپورټ کیږي چې یو پروجیکټ منیجر دی او بل فنکشنل ډپارټمنټ منیجر دی. نو د دې دواړو ترمنځ کنفلیکټ ارایز کېدلی شي چې دوی کېدای شي ووایي چې دا پرسن چې دی اول ما ته ریسپانسیبل دی، پروجیکټ منیجر ووایي، او فنکشنل ډپارټمنټ وایي چې ما ته ریسپانسیبل دی. نو دلته ریسپانسیبیلیټي او د اتھارټي او د پاور او کنفلیکټ ارایز کېدلی شي. دا د دې یو نقصان دی. دویم غټ نقصان دا دی چې هغه امپلایز یا کارمندان چې دلته کار کوي په دې سټرکچر کې هغوی زیاتره وخت کنفیوز وي یا مشوش وي یا تشویش کې وي چې د دوی رول په ارګنایزیشن کې څه شی دی او د دوی هغه ریسپانسیبیلیټي یا مسؤلیتونه څه دي. نو زیات وخت په دې کې هم مشوش وي یا تشویش ولی وي. نو موږ ویلی شو چې دا میټرکس سټرکچر چې دی د ضرورت نه ډیر منیجران لري چې ضرور نه دي. نو دا چې ډایرکټلی د ارګنایزیشن په بجټ باندې افیکټ کوي او د هغې اوورهیډ کاسټ اضافه کولی شي. په داسې سټرکچر د ارګنایزیشن کې چې ورک لوډ ډیر وي نو دا هم یو بل نقصان کېدلی شي. او د دې ورک لوډ د وجې نه کېدای شي امپلایز خپل ډیر بیسیک ریسپانسیبیلیټي د یاده وباسي. لکه مثال په تور کېدای شي دوی فنکشنل ریسپانسیبیلیټي د یاده وباسي او یا هم د پروجیکټ هغه مسؤلیتونه د یاده ووځي. سو چې دا کله دوی دا ریسپانسیبیلیټي د یاده ووتلې اټ می ډایرکټلی افیکټ دی ارګنایزیشن. نو دا ډایرکټ افیکټ په سازمان یا په پروجیکټ باندې کولی شي. او دا سټرکچر چې دی دا ډیر ایکسپنسیو یا قیمتي سټرکچر دی چې د یو ارګنایزیشن دپاره د زیاتو ریسورسز او د منابعو د استفاده کولو ضرورت ورته کېږي چې باید استفاده کړي. ډیر سټوډنټس دا چې دی په ماډریټ سایز پروجیکټس کې موږ کولی شو چې استفاده کړو چې په هغې کې هم پروجیکټس ریلیټډ اکټیویټي مخکې لاړې شي او هم پکې د فنکشنل ډپارټمنټ ریلیټډ اکټیویټي په مخکې ویسو. نو په شارټ کې موږ ویلی شو چې دا په ماډریټ سایز ارګنایزیشن کې د استفادې وړ دی یا په هغې کې موږ استفاده کولی شو. دا او د فنکشنل ارګنایزیشن د میټرکس ارګنایزیشن په باره کې د فایدو او د نقصاناتو معلومات. Dear students, if you have any questions, so please do not hesitate to ask me. You can use or you can contact with me anytime. My mobile number and my email address is in your services. Or you can please, if you do not have these two facilities, so please note all of your question. Come to institute. I will answer all of these questions which you faced during listening the lecture. So I wish you all a very happy and prosperous life, and thank you for your patience in this regard or in watching this video. So thank you. We have completed chapter number 4. In our upcoming class we will start the chapter number 5 of the project management. Wish you all the best. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.